Hi, my name is Sharon Saylor. This is Why is Western Civilization Relevant Today? Discussion number one. To understand the relevance of Western civilization in today's society, we must first understand the word civilization. The etymology of this word can be taken from the Latin or the Greek, as you can see up on the screen. A civilization has several characteristics. In middle school, we use the acronym GRAPES, like geography or religion. However, civilizations did not arise until the agricultural revolution occurred, leading to animal domestication, food and population increases, and specialization of labor. Once these occurred, we were able to create art, architecture, cities, and writings, and eventually leading to a civilization. Now, to be more specific, what is Western civilization? According to Lawrence Berkin, this term is ambiguous. Frank Roy Willis defines it as that civilization that developed in the continent of Europe and was carried to areas in other parts of the globe that were colonized by people from Europe. However, David Wilkinson argues for a central civilization that includes Greek and Roman influences. On the other hand, David Richardson has more of a Faustian description, wherein he excludes Greek and Roman influences and says it begins around the year 850 CE. Now, for me, I believe these definitions can be blended to describe Western civilization as a concept. Western civilization geographically includes parts of Europe and its colonized lands and developed into a separate civilization around the mid ninth century while having what we might call the echoes of Greek and Roman culture, as well as the echoes of the diffusion of the Judeo Christian traditions, along with medieval, Renaissance, and Enlightenment legacies as well. Now, to begin, Greek and Roman influences. Just because a civilization falls doesn't mean that the empire is gone. Ideas from fallen civilizations are carried with the defeated people as they move to other areas or as new conquerors move in and make changes. The Greek notion, for example, of human reason has led to Western philosophy, mathematics, science, and democracy. Greek ideas of liberty and works of Aristotle, such as his claim that we are all slaves by nature, has led to the rise of education and self discipline. We also see the writings of Herodotus, the father of history, and Athenian democracy have influence on Western civilization. Now, we can't leave out the Romans. The Romans have influenced the United States judicial system and laws based upon their republican form of government and Justinian's code within the Byzantine Empire. And we are influenced, a lot of our governmental buildings, by Roman architectural features such as concrete, domes, and vaults. Lastly, the use of the Latin language, such as our U.S. motto, E pluribus unum. Now, we also have influences from the Judeo Christian traditions. For example, the Hebrews taught that history has a beginning and end, and that even though we are made in the image of God, we have been corrupted by Adam's fall and are filled with sin, and we need moral laws. Many of the writings of the Hebrews can be found in the Christian Bible of the Old Testament, and a lot of our political structures have influences from the judges and kings of the Hebrews. We also see the influence of Christianity. The early Catholic monks and missionaries not only spread Christianity, but they preserved the ancient writings, the ancient Greek and Roman writings. And they also converted many of the Germanic people around the Mediterranean, Europe, and Asia Minor. The conversion of Constantine is a good example of the influence of Christianity being spread not only to the Western Roman Empire, but to the Eastern Roman Empire, as well as Charlemagne when he was crowned by Pope Leo III, leading to the Holy Roman Empire and unifying the people under the Christendom culture. The Christian religion also influenced the Spanish colonial laws. One Dominican friar, for example, was able to create these moral principles using St. Thomas Aquinas as an example, saying every Indian is a man and thus capable of attaining salvation. We also see influences from the Middle Ages, Renaissance, and Enlightenment. The Magna Carta, for example, has influenced the United States Declaration of Independence and Constitution, leading to our main freedoms of religion, speech, rule of law, and trial by jury. During the Renaissance, Martin Luther's 95 Theses revitalized the Christian religion and created the Protestant branch. This schism influenced not only Europe's religious history, but the ideas of religious freedom in the American colonies. And our founding fathers relied upon Enlightenment philosophers such as Francis Bacon, Descartes, and John Locke. Now, many people today are vocal about criticizing the concept of Western civilization. Some of the arguments are that it's racist and it focuses on dead white males, and that it could not even stop slavery from spreading or the subjugation of minorities while minimizing the influences of other non white cultures. However, the very ideas of justice, fairness, and liberty are the reasons why people even have these freedoms to express themselves. These same critics also want to downplay the atrocities of other cultures, such as the human sacrifices of the Aztecs or the kidnapping of Christian boys by Islamic armies. Our founding fathers did not stop slavery from expounding on American soil. However, that does not mean that everything else they did in relation to human rights, freedom, and liberty is negated. It reminds me of the adage, every saint is a sinner, and every sinner is a saint.